see, he's turning this way, this way.
Hi!
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The following is a live sports presentation of GLICOD. GLICOD.com.
GLICOD's coverage of Jim Butler Auto's Southern Indiana High School basketball starts now.
Welcome to Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD, and we are brought to you by Jim Butler Auto in Clarksville, where they're striving to keep you driving. Tonight we have a great matchup between the Floyd Central Highlanders at 3-1 and the Providence Pioneers at 4-1. Both teams coming off a loss in a game that they woulda, shoulda, coulda possibly won. I'm Dr. Todd Carter, and alongside me is Jeff Cooper. And Jeff, both of these teams coming off of games after early runs of wins in games that they could have won. The Highlanders lost to J-Town, a good J-Town team, in overtime. And the Pioneers lost to, by all accounts, a good Scottsburg team by a point after leading that contest for nearly the entire game. We should have a good one tonight.
I think we will. You know, Floyd Central's very tall and long, and can play some defense on you. Block shots. They got a 7-footer inside, another 6'6" kid inside. So Providence coming off a tough loss, but I think both those games could have been easily won. J-Town is a nice team. They're very similar to Floyd Central. They don't have quite the size, but they're long at every position. And Scottsburg's got a pretty nice team. So both these teams want to step back up here and get back on the winning track here.
All right, well, so we should have a good one for you tonight. And then coming up, let's take a look at our schedule. And our schedule brought to you by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 122 Veterans Parkway in Clarksville. And coming up tomorrow night, on December 18th at 7:30, the Charlestown Pirates take on the Christian Academy of Indiana Warriors in boys basketball action. On Thursday, December 30th at 6:30, we've got the Lanesville Eagles at Floyd Central in girls basketball. And then after the new year, January 7th at 7:30, the Clarksville Generals at the Providence Pioneers. So back here at Providence in boys basketball action. Well, let's step away here from some of our great sponsors, and when we return, you will hear from Coach Todd Sturgeon of the Floyd Central Highlanders on.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like Meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
I think it's always tough bouncing back the very next night. You'd like to be able to enjoy it, but J-Town's a pretty good team, and we actually didn't play bad. And they knocked some shots in, probably didn't adjust our game plan like we should have during the course of the game, and just didn't quite defend well enough to get us over the hump. So hopefully we can fix some of that tonight.
Well, I was just going to say, is that a chance to learn, especially as you go forward and move towards maybe a playoff type of basketball?
Well, that's what we talked about, that we've got a lot of Friday, Saturday games this year, which we're hoping we have to play a Friday, Saturday game in late February. So hopefully that's something that we can learn from and continue to get better at throughout the course of the year.
Well, so the season is still young, and when your team's playing well, what are they doing well?
Well, I think everybody, if you shoot the ball in, it cures a lot of ills. And we haven't really done that yet, but we've rebounded it fairly well. Not at an elite level like we'd like to, but fairly well. The one thing that we've got to get better at, we haven't really caused turnovers. And, if you look at our defensive field goal percentage, it's pretty good, but our points per possession is not where it needs to be. So that means they're getting too many shots. And so we've got to become a better defensive team as the season goes along, but that's, I guess, part of the process. I'm not sure you even want to be, clicking on all cylinders at this point in the year.
Sure. Well, and as far as this Providence team you're face off against tonight, any thoughts as you've scouted them up about what they're going to put on the floor?
Well, they'll be as well prepared for us as anybody we play. Ryan knows our team inside and out, and they just, not just us, every team they play, but those kids play harder than anybody we'll play against, and they're cohesive. They play as a group and are about as unselfish a group as you will find. So I'm impressed by their team. I'm sure they're coming back off of a game that they felt like they should have won. They had Scottsburg in a pretty good spot and didn't quite finish it off. So I'm sure they're hungry as well.
Well, and as far as keys to the game, you touched on some of them already, but just keys to the game. If the Highlanders are going to win tonight, what all are you going to have to do well to get that done?
Well, it certainly would help if we'd knock in a couple shots so they don't have 5 guys packed in the lane to stop our post game and our driving the basketball. So knocking in a couple shots will make the old coach feel a little bit better tonight. But then we've got to be able to defend them. I think they do a lot of things well. They're patient. They move the ball. They got cutters coming from everywhere. So if we're not on point defensively, they'll get a bunch of easy shots. So I'd say on the offensive end, knock in some shots and maybe not settle for mediocre shots early in the possession. And then defensively, I just think our switching needs to be on point and not sloppy where they're slipping us and getting easy shots.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
And come on back for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Back at Providence High School, where we should have a good one for you tonight between the Floyd Central Highlanders and the Providence Pioneers. Dr. Todd Carter, Jeff Cooper on the call with you tonight. And it's time to turn to Jeff and tonight's Keys to the Game. Tonight's Keys to the Game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Jeff, thoughts on keys?
Well, Floyd Central, they've got a size advantage pretty much every time they go out. So they got to try to use their size to their advantage. Get the ball inside and score. Now, they got to make some outside shots. Obviously, they get, if not, that's what J-Town did the other night, if I'm not mistaken, was pack it in on them because they couldn't hit an outside shot. Got to hit outside shots, a nice thing, open up that inside game. For Providence, they're going to have to defend the paint aggressively. Okay, they're going to be at a size disadvantage, so they're going to have to come down there and swipe at the ball and scrap and do what they can to negate that size advantage. The other thing Providence is going to have to do is take care of the ball. Floyd Central will put pressure on because of their length, and they just have to take good care of the basketball and not turn it over, and that'll really help them out.
Sure.
Trying to fight that size advantage.
Well, and in speaking of that too, the fact that both coaches commented on how tall Floyd Central is, but how aggressive Providence plays. I'm hopeful that we might have a really good matchup here tonight because both coaches know that that's going to happen. but that means there's some adjustments there, and it could be a good one for the folks tonight.
Oh, absolutely, no question about it. And I love that because when I played, our team was really small. Now our biggest starter was 6'2", so we had to really scrap and fight for everything. So I always love that small big matchup to see how it plays out.
All right. Well, those keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Mac Construction. Mac Construction, providing safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit macconstruction.com. Well, had a chance just a little while ago to talk to Coach Ryan Miller of the Providence Pioneers. And when we return, you'll have a chance to hear from him here on GLICOD.
Busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for being here. Great to have you guys here tonight. Should be an awesome game against a great opponent, Floyd. We've gotten off to a nice start this year. As you said, I've had a few good battles with some quality opponents, and felt really good about how we've been playing. Really, our best performance of the year has been that Scottsburg game. Unfortunately, it was 3.5 quarters of our best performance, and a team as talented as Scottsburg, they got it going, hit 6 of 7 threes down the stretch. Their coach made a few nice adjustments. I told our guys that one was on me. I should have adjusted at the same time as well. And, you live and learn from those. They sting when you feel like you played well. And, you're right there with a shot for it, to take it. But, those are games you learn from. You take away the positives, you build confidence from everything you did well, and you learn from what you can do better. So we're wish we could have had it, but we know we're better off before we started that game because we've learned and we've grown from it.
When your Providence Pioneers are playing well and hitting on their cylinders, what are they doing well?
We're defending. We are looking to rebound, and we are taking care of the ball. We are sharing the ball, moving it together as one team, not one person, but a collective unit. We have a bench of players that are engaged, everyone playing for their teammates.
As far as this Floyd Central team you're up against tonight, I think of everybody in the area, you guys you have to know them just about as well as anybody. So your thoughts on what they're going to put on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I think this Floyd Central team is one of the best teams in the area and possibly the best team in the area. You know, they have tremendous size. There's nobody bigger than them probably in the state. You know, they have depth, they have inside play, they have perimeter play, guys who can shoot it, guys who can handle, guys who can defend multiple positions, and they're incredibly, they're very well coached. You know, obviously, as you alluded to, I spent 5 years with Coach Sturgeon and those guys over there. So have nothing but respect for Coach Sturge, that entire program and all they do. Of course, you know, it's a place that was near and dear to my heart for 5 years. But yeah, we know them. Of course, some of the guys have, you know, that I had are starting to, you know, become fewer and fewer. But this senior class, you know, I recall them, and it's amazing to see them grow up from you know what they were as freshmen to what they are now. It's going to be a huge challenge, but you know we're excited for these kind of games against quality opponents.
Well, so if you're going to knock off Floyd Central tonight here at home, big game. It's going to be a big crowd. You can already tell. What are you going to have to do well? What are your keys to the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we said, you know, they're really big, you know, so you're going to have to do as best you can to kind of control the paint area, you know, to limit that. You know, so we're going to have to, you know, combat that with some good aggressiveness, solid blockouts. You know, from the perimeter, they got some nice shooters, which, you know, makes it tough when you got the inside play and the outside play in terms of, you know, helping and recovering. But we're going to have to be mindful of where guys are. I mean, you know, on offense, things aren't going to come easy. We're going to have to move the ball. We're going to have to play as a team. You know, there honestly just aren't many weaknesses in this Floyd Central team. So as I told our guys, it's going to take incredible effort, and you know, we usually give that. We gave that in our last game. It's also going to take incredible execution on both ends of the floor. It's a game where sometimes we say, hey, if you come out here and play harder, then you got a good shot to win this game. This is a game where you got to play harder, smarter, together, and your execution has to be on point.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
Stay tuned for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is the...
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we are back here at Providence High School for the 3-1 Floyd Central Highlanders taking on the 4-1 Providence Pioneers in boys basketball. Our crew tonight on GLICOD, I'm Dr. Ty Carter. Alongside me is Jeff Cooper. Colby Martin running our on-site production in the computer. Ben Raymer on the camera. Executive producer Steve Bird. And it is time for our storylines. Tonight's storylines brought to you by Community Indiana. Be part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org. And we've got a couple of them and storylines tonight. And we alluded to it in Keys to the Game. And a biggie is what's going to win out? Will Providence's aggressive defensive style or will Floyd Central's size rule the day in tonight's ball game?
Yeah, that's always a fun, like I said earlier, it's a fun matchup to see how one team plays the other in a situation like that. You know, do they, I mean, you know, just because you're big, you know, size matters, but, you know, I love guard play. I love good, you know, good aggressive, you know, do you trap them? Do you turn them over? Do you test their ball handling early? You know,
right.
I'm sure that I said that the key to the game was for Providence to take care of the ball, but you know, are they going to come after, you know, Floyd Central and try to turn them over as well? I mean, when you're small going up against a big team, that's generally what you try to do. So.
Yep. Well, and then our second storyline for tonight is Ryan Miller, coached with Coach Todd Sturgeon at Floyd Central for 5 years, and so Floyd has won the last 5 matchups. And that's even a couple of years before Coach Miller took over here at Providence High School. So the big thing there is, can Providence can Providence get a win over Floyd Central? Can he beat his former mentor? And you know, they have a lot of respect for each other, but sure, he'd love to win this game, especially in front of what's looking like a pretty packed house here tonight.
Yeah, I mean he's you know, obviously he wants to get off the schneid against his old coach and show him, hey, you know, I'm pretty good too. And you know, it's a rivalry game regardless. So you know, I have a feeling, I really do, that Coach Miller has got his guys fired up. I have a feeling he's brought that up to him, to give him an extra edge. And this should be a really exciting matchup if both teams are knocking down shots and each one of them are going hard at each other. It's going to come down to who makes a few plays here.
Absolutely. Well, so again, we talked about we've got a nice crowd working their way in here to Providence High School, Larkin Center, and it looks to be a nice crowd for a high school basketball game.
Yeah, it sure does.
All right. Well, we are going to take a short break, and when we return, we will bring you the starting lineups. So let's jump away, hear from some of our awesome sponsors here on GLICOD when we return. Starting lineups for tonight's ball game.
You never know who you're going to run into at a Skyline. I moved to Cincinnati, and I was playing in bands. I met Michael, and we've been playing and writing music ever since. We live 300 feet from a Skyline, and we go there constantly.
And I'm sure there have been multiple times where we've gone before a show and then after the show.
Anytime for us is Skyline time. It has a feeling kind of like those mom and pop diners, also like a deep charm for me. It's just good hangs there at Skyline.
As I said, just a short break. We're going to give you our starting lineups, and for the visiting Floyd Central Highlanders, they will go as follows. Kyle Potes at one guard, a 6-foot senior. Brady Moore, a 6'5 senior. Cole Harrett, a 6'5 senior. Caleb Washington, a 6'5 junior. And Wes Shelikowski, a 7-foot senior for the Highlanders. So again, Potes, Moore, Harrett, Washington, and Shelikowski.
A lot of experience there.
A lot of experience there. A lot of playing time for all the way across the board. And then a lot of height when you go 6'5", 6'5", 6'5", 7 feet.
Definitely.
And then for the Providence Pioneers, they will go as follows. Cade Carver, a 5'11 senior guard. Casey Kalin, a 6'3" junior swingman, little guard forward swingman. Tyler Simmons, a 5'11 senior guard. Grant Williams, a 6'4 senior forward, and Max Beatty, a 6'1 senior guard. So the Pioneers go Carver, Kalin, Simmons, Williams, and Beatty.
And they have a lot of experience too.
Absolutely. In fact, as the pregame, or just before the 20-minute warm-up period, they were introducing the 2021, easy for me to say, sectional championship team from this past spring, and several, a lot of these players were on that team, so that's certainly some experience.
Well, and they're used to winning, so they've gotten off to a good start this year at 4-1, and this is going to be their test here. I think their first really big test.
Well, want to go ahead and just give you a little more of a preview of what's coming up here in the next couple of days and in the next couple of weeks. So tomorrow night on GLICOD, you can catch the Charlestown Pirates. Paul Love will be on the call for that one. Then on the December 30th, the Lanesville Eagles will be at the Floyd Central Highlanders for basketball action. And that one will be myself and Rick Reams on the call for that. And then on Friday, January 7th, so after the new year, back here at Providence for the Clarksville Generals at the Providence Pioneers. Again, that one, myself and Coach Paul Love. Let's also take just a moment to thank presenting sponsor Jim Butner Auto. We'd like to thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they are striving to keep you driving. Also want to remind everybody that at the after the final whistle, we will make sure and pick out our most outstanding players of the ball game. Tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near I-265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time, and we will have those most outstanding players for you at the end of tonight's ball game. All right, let's step away, and when we return, we will be just right around the corner from basketball action. So coming up on the tip here at Providence High School on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voinier's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're up front with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Kai?
What?
No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From GLICOD, it's Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. By Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. By the Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. By Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany, State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb, Our Place, Burns Garage, Priority Radiology, and Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to courtside for all the action from GLICOD on Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball.
As we are back at Providence High School awaiting the tip of Floyd Central versus the home Providence Pioneers, should tell everybody that we're running just a bit late this evening. The JV game went a bit long. It was a tight contest. The Highlanders ended up pulling that out 36-33. So I'm just going to ask quickly Coach Jeff Cooper just a little bit about these teams. Any key players for both teams we might be looking for?
Well, I think for Providence, the one underclassman in the starting lineup, Casey Kalin, the swingman. I think he's going to be the player to watch for Providence. Floyd Central's got several players, but I think the main one is the talented junior again, the one underclassman, Caleb Washington. He was very impressive last year. So.
All right, so those are our players to watch. Well, we're going to throw it back to a break, hear from our wonderful sponsors. When we come back, we will have the ball game on GLICOD.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
As the starting lineups are announced on the court, I'm going to read them back to you again. Again, welcome back to GLICOD's coverage of Southern Indiana High School basketball. And tonight we've got the Floyd Central Highlanders at 3-1, taking on the Providence Pioneers at 4-1. Both teams coming off a loss. The Floyd Central Highlanders lost at J-Town after a big win over a cross-county rival New Albany on Friday night. They lost in overtime at J-Town, and then Providence had Scottsburg on the ropes, and Scottsburg came back and ended up winning that one 65-64. So let's give you the starting lineups again. For the Highlanders, Kyle Potes will start at one guard, a 6-foot senior. Brady Moore, a 6'5 senior. Cole Harrett, a 6'5 senior. Caleb Washington, a 6'5 junior. And Wes Shilikowski, a 7-foot senior. For the Providence Pioneers, Cade Carver, a 5'11 senior guard. Casey Kalin, a 6'3 junior swingman. Tyler Simmons, a 5'11 senior guard. Grant Williams, a 6'4 senior forward. And Max Beatty, a 6'1 senior guard.
I will say that Shilikowski has grown a couple inches, and it looks like he's put on some muscle.
He has, I know from, tell everybody if you head into any of our local arenas, you can pick up the GLICOD Preview magazine, and I did an article on young Wes Shilikowski, and he definitely has worked hard on working on his footwork and putting on some muscle mass.
Yeah,
so we've got the opening tip, and Shilikowski tips it into the backcourt, and Potes ends up controlling it.
Providence going to start out in the man.
And ball in the hands of Moore, who takes it in, shoots the floater, bounces a couple times, and Brady Moore breaks the ice.
That was way too easy.
That's Carver with the ball. He gave it up, and around on the left side, Simmons dumps it in the post. That's Kalin, has it rejected down into the hands of Harrett. Harrett ahead to Potes. Potes with a little stutter, passes it out, finds his man, and that's off. That was Brady Moore. Couldn't find the bottom of the basket, and Simmons ends up with it. And we got a little shoving down underneath. And that's going to go against Grant Williams down underneath. A little too aggressive there, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Floyd's got to, we're trying to make outside shots to open up the inside. They had a good look there and didn't knock it down. Let's just see how it goes here.
Potes with it. Gives it up. That's Harrett with it now on that right side. Dumps it down to Washington. Washington with the baseline jumper wouldn't fall. Kalin cleans up the glass, hands it off to Carver. Carver back out to Simmons. Tyler Simmons works it. Oh, has it tipped away. Moore ends up with it on the break, but it's 1-on-2 and ends up being short on the shot. Down in the hands of Carver, quickly the other way. Here comes Kalin, and ball knocked out of bounds off Potes.
Potes has some quick hands. I remember him from last year. Well, maybe he should have pulled that one out a little bit there.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing, Jeff. Considering it was a 1-on-2, it was really almost 1-on-3. Maybe should have pulled it back, set the offense. So Providence back on the attack. Inside there is Beatty, and good defense for the Highlanders. Yeah. Potes with it, gives it up. Finds the man for the long-range shot. That was Harrett. And then we've got a foul. It's going to go against Shelikowski.
Now, see, what their plan is to go right at Shelikowski, and that's fine, but, you've taken a couple shots just shooting it into him. You can't really do it that way. Try to get him on one side or the other.
Carver with it, gives it up. Kalen back to Carver, around the horn to Simmons. Simmons nearly has it knocked away. It's those quick hands.
The poach, man.
Yeah, gives it back up to Beatty. Beatty thought about the shot. Now we've got 5 out for Providence. That's Carver with it. He finally gives it up, gets in the hands of Williams, takes a shot. It won't go. Kalen ends up with it, gives it to Carver, drives the lane. Floater, good.
Now see, that time he had him just enough on the side where he could get the shot up.
So 2-all ball game in the early going. Potes gives it up to Moore. Brady Moore. Cross-court pass finds Washington in the corner.
Well, Williams doing a great job battling down there.
That's Harrett with it. Now gives it to Washington. Washington has it stripped away. Carver got a hand on that, poked it away. So good, aggressive defense by the Pioneers. Simmons with it now on the left wing. Looks to drive to the center. Gives it up. That's Williams. Hits the three.
Now you got a man. You've got Shelikowski guarding him, and he can take him outside. That's big. That'll free up a lot of stuff in there.
Little pick there. Running the weave is Floyd Central. Finds Moore. Makes his man get up in the air. The floater. Offensive foul.
I don't know about that. He might have been in that imaginary circle there. I don't know.
Brady Moore commits the foul, so that's his first, team second, and
he was awful far and under there.
Providence with the turnover there on the harm. So Providence leads by 3, has a chance to stretch it. That's Kalen with it, nearly lost the handle, gives it up to Simmons. Simmons to Carver, back to Simmons in the backcourt, and he finds Williams feeling it from 3. That one won't go, but Kalen tracks down the rebound, spin move, up, under, falls. Casey Kalen with his first bucket. Providence lead extends to 5.
Well, for Coach Sturgeon, you can't be happy with the rebound, and that's already 2 offensive boards for Providence.
Well, and that's one thing that Highlanders, before the season, Coach Sturgeon really wanted the Highlanders to rebound at an elite level, and so far tonight, Providence has the hustle for the rebound.
No, they're beating him to the ball, so they've got a little bit of extra step here that Floyd Central doesn't have yet.
Potes tosses it over the top to Moore. Brady Moore works it center, gets it back to Potes. Now directing some traffic. That's Potes takes it inside, left hand, up and off the glass.
Good
uses
move by
his speed. As they knew in the ball game too, Max Trippier, and he's a 6'3" senior, number 12 out there. There's Kalen, thought about the 3, gives it up to Carver. That's Williams with it, drives the lane right into traffic. And that's going to go against Caleb Washington. No,
Shelikowski. I thought
second.
I thought that was Washington too.
I would have thought so. So Shelikowski heads to the bench. 2 early fouls, and some of that size advantage has been negated. Nathaniel Hoffman, 6'5", checks in.
Yep. So they've gone right at him so far. So.
Kalen, and a little shove there by Washington.
Providence definitely quicker, and they're using that to their advantage so far.
Well, the foul's beginning to add up for the Highlanders.
I don't know if it's in the playbook for Coach Sturgeon, but you may want to consider going zone here.
Hess checks in the ball game for Quentin Hess checks in for the Pioneers. Ball down inside. That's Williams up off the glass. That's Tripsher with it. He gives it up to Moore. Moore baseline. Here comes the double team taken away by Kalen. Again, aggressive defense.
Outstanding. That's what you got to do. You got to get in there and scrap and get the ball.
Kalen with it out high. Works. Spin move. Right down where Brady Moore can gobble it up. It's a tie-up, and the ball remains in the hands of Providence.
Todd, what will happen as this game goes on, if Providence keeps scrapping and not fouling and Floyd Central's a step behind, they're going to get the advantage of these calls. Being on the home court doesn't hurt either. But
absolutely. Jaden Johnson was the one who triggered that ball in. Hess took it. Now it's in the hands of Beatty, and now back around the horn. Far to near. Now near to far. Williams into the lane at the free throw line. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Grant Williams was 7 early.
Yeah, he's looking good. He might have got away with a push-off, though.
That's Tevye Lee with it. He gives it up to Tripsher. And back into the hands of Hoffman. Hoffman with the shot up, but he's fouled. So the 6'5" senior Nathaniel Hoffman heads to the charity stripe. And misses the first to the left.
Well, they just bring size in off the bench, don't they? They got an abundance of it.
So far, as we talked about in our storylines, Providence aggressiveness seems to be ruling the day, though. Misses both. Kalen gets the rebound. And now that's Johnson on the attack. Back to Kalen into the corner. Hess for 3. Short off the iron. Tevye Lee just rips it away. Wants to push it. Ahead to Moore. Now cross court. Washington. Washington goes up for the long 2. Short off the iron. Hoffman battling for it. And foul, and that's going to go against Floyd Central.
Yep.
Hoffman with his first.
Didn't really have position there, tried to go up over the top. Well, let's see what Providence is picking up a little bit further out here. Looks like it's just a man, but we'll see.
Next foul will send Providence to the bonus. And they come down the floor. Hess with it, and the lead, 11-4. This quarter is sure gone quickly. Kalen looks to drive against Washington, gets inside, up and around, fouled. And Kalen took a hard fall there. We're going to see who that's going to be against. That's going to be against Hoffman.
Hoffman, yeah. He got the block okay, but he really hit him hard down low. Good call there by the official.
So Casey Kalen has one made bucket on the night so far, and he's going to have the chance for a couple of free tosses here. And so far, it goes without saying, the Providence aggressiveness has so far ruled the day.
The aggressiveness and the quickness. Both of those things have really stood out here.
So Casey Kalen eyeing the first and rattles it home.
Unofficially, Providence shooting 50% from the floor starting out here.
Second. And it slides through as well. 4 points for Kalen, and the Providence lead out to 9.
Floyd Central needs to get the ball inside and get a bucket here.
Already a couple of their post players with a couple of fouls. Tripsher gives it up to Harrod. Tevye Lee working it around. And the foul. That's going to go against Quentin Hess.
Yep. Well, he got around him, beat him to the spot.
So a lead to Trigger. Over the top to Washington. Finds Moore, back to Washington. Now gives it to Tripsher. Moore, Debbie Lee thought about the three. Gives it up to Tripcher. Now back to Moore. Moore takes it around, in, and the bucket, and the foul.
Yep, just flat out beat him that time.
So Brady Moore with the chance to make the three-point play.
No help there at all that time.
Well, Moore recognized that. He had a lane and just took advantage. Swishes home the free throw. He's got 5 to lead the Highlanders.
Floyd needed that to get back going here.
Sure did. 45 seconds to go in this first quarter. Has gone very quickly. No real stoppages to speak of except for free throws. That's Siebold in the game now. Now on the right is Johnson. Back to Carver. Carver and Johnson, a little pitch and catch there on the near side to the camera. Now back in the hands of Hess. To Johnson, to Carver. 14 seconds left.
We'll hold it for one here.
Providence more than happy to hold for one. Kalen trying to drive it. Gets the ball up, partially blocked. Harrett comes down with it. Now to Ali. Ali releases off the rim. No good. That brings us to the end of one. Our score is Pioneers 13 and the Highlanders 7. Come on back. Second quarter action here on GLICOD.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Highlanders on offense to begin this second quarter. A little miscommunication and pitched the ball out of bounds. So they had cut it to 6, and now again defense for Providence turns the Highlanders over. And Carver, now Kalen, back on offense.
Pass him, but right before he made the pass, he decided to cut.
Johnson eyes it from that left side. Looks to work it, gets it back to Carver. Carver on the wing, back to Hess at the circle. Should say between circles, to Carver. Kalen looks to drive. And let's see, there's a foul. I think it's going to go against Floyd. It sure does. 12, Tripcher. And a couple of substitutions. Williams and Beatty come back in the game. Kalen and Siebold. No, excuse me. Well,
Kalen was coming out.
Kalen was coming out, but he can't come out because he's going to shoot free throws.
Yep. Kalen's playing his tail off. He needs a break here.
It's not much of a free throw if you have to shoot it from the bench. But we do know that Beatty will check back in after the second free throw if made. First one sinks right through, so Kalen.
He may not want to come out. He may miss the second one on purpose.
No, high school. Yeah, no, that would never happen, right? No, knocked home both.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, turn down 3 points. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So Kalen goes to the bench, and back in the ball game was Max Beatty.
I never met a point I didn't want.
Debbie Lee picks up the roller. Look to hand off. Gets it back. Now to Tripshire. And Providence just trying to muck up those passing lanes, get right in there and just make them dirty so that.
Yeah, and they're doing it too.
Barrett with it. Out high.
They've got more in there if they can get it to him, but they can't. Good help there by Carver.
Washington looks to drive, gives it up to Moore. Now to Ali. Ali will take it inside, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
That was a good call there. He turned sideways just a little bit when Ali went in there.
So Tevi Ali, the 6-foot junior, will head to the free throw line. Pioneers in the lead, 15-7, and Floyd got out to an early lead, but it's really kind of been all Providence scoring-wise since then.
Yeah. They've definitely been the more aggressive, quicker, everything.
Now, I should say that was Grant Williams' second foul, and he there's not a whole lot of size on this Providence team, and at 6'4", he's part of that. So
right,
that could play out later. Tevi Ali with his first point of the ball, that made free throw.
Coach Miller will probably rest him as long as he can here and play it out if he's got anywhere from a 5 to 10-point lead.
Ali makes both. Potes checks back in the ball game. Ali checks out. And then we had a couple of substitutions for the Pioneers during that break as well.
Okay, here comes the pressure. Let's see what happens. How they deal with it. Here's a trap.
It's Beatty. Oh, trap, but Tripshire got up in the air and landed right on Beatty.
Yep.
Too easy.
Well, you can't get excited, especially when you've got a trap. The last thing you want to do is get up in the air.
Yep.
You've got to get over there, get your legs spread, get your arms up, get wide.
So Beatty heads to the line. He's scoreless thus far this evening. But a chance to add to this Providence lead off the iron and down into the hands of Harrod.
And they're going to come back with Selikowski at the net step ball. Or Selahowski, I believe.
Potes with it, out high. Now Moore. Moore off the wing, has a lane, takes it inside, can't get it to go. Followed by Washington. And there's a pile on the ground, but Washington with the putback, his first 2 points of the night.
Now, they didn't call that because he was under the basket in that area that doesn't exist in high school.
Beatty with it, gives it to Carver. As the Highlanders have cut a once 9-point lead to 4. Potes, good defense there.
They've turned up the pressure.
Siebold now back to Carver. Siebold with it. Around the horn. It's Carver with it. Tries to hit his man. Knocked away. Ahead to Moore. Moore up and in. He made that an adventure, but
yes,
it went in. 7 points for Moore. 2-point lead for Providence. As you said, Coach,
now they've picked it up here.
Simmons with it in the corner, gets it to Carver, out deck, gives it up. That's Beatty for 3, won't go. Skying for it, though, was Simmons. And Simmons ends up just getting to drag it back out. Gives it to Carver. Now to Beatty. To Johnson. Jalen Johnson with it, working against Potes. Gives it back to Simmons.
Nobody laid a body on Simmons there. He was able to get up there and get an easy rebound.
So Tyler Simmons. Johnson takes it to the free throw line, passes back out of it. Siebold turns down the shot, gives it to Beatty, takes it inside. It touched just about every part of the rim and finally falls through. Beatty on the scoreboard, his first 2.
Yeah, and Providence needed that, man. They haven't scored in a while.
Lead back to 4. Potes with it, gives it to Washington. Now Harrod, Tripshire to Potes. He'll shoot the 3. Oh, in and out, pop back out. Moore comes down with the rebound and gets it to reset the offense. That was a good look from Potes. It just wouldn't quite go.
Yeah,
Moore with it, spin move, and the foul.
Now more senses now that he can take whoever's guarding him off the dribble.
And that's going to go against Cade Carver, his first. And team 6.
Right now what Providence is going to have to do, they're going to have to back off more a step and make him hit the jump shot because he's going right by whoever's guarding him.
So with the chance to cut this 4-point lead, Brady Moore heads to the free throw line. He leads the Highlanders in scoring thus far. First one halfway down and pops back out.
The thing did everything but go in.
There's Moore, eyes the second.
See if they keep this pressure on here.
That one will go. 8 points for Moore, and here is the pressure.
Yeah, what they're doing is just man pressure, but they're going to jump out of it and double team here at some point. Well, okay, they back everybody out. I guess that's the way to handle it. The Tripper's the one that's looking. Okay, he's back now.
Simmons was the handle. Kalen back in the ball game, working against Potes. Potes trying to poke it away, and then there came the trap in the hands of Johnson. He passes out of it. He finds Siebold and a travel.
Yeah, he sure did. That little shuffle step before he shot it.
I think he was almost so surprised he got the ball that wide open.
Yeah, that was a good cross-court pass there.
It really was, right through the heart of the defense.
Yeah, it was good look there, but he just didn't go. Too low to be a skip pass, but I mean it was a good look.
Well, you were saying that, talked about it the other night, and then we talked about it last night. The bounce pass. Oh, there's Harrett.
Nice.
Great flash to the basket there. Cole Harrett gets on the board, his first 2.
That defense was playing him tight, and he back cut him and got an easy one.
And a 9-point lead has shrunk to 1 for the Pioneers.
They need a bucket here.
Johnson looks to take it baseline, and there comes the hands again, but it comes down to the hands of Simmons. Inside, the foul. Bucket won't go, but he will get 2.
I like Simmons. He's a scrappy player. He gets in there and battles, man. How tall is he? What, 5'11", 5'10"?
Yes. 5'11".
Yeah, 5'11", man. He gets in there and battles. I like that.
That was against Brady Moore. Now, here's the point where I would love to know this, and so I'm saying it, but I don't know. We had a Kate Simmons in ball game last night. Very scrappy ball player for Providence in that girls game. And I'm afraid to say I don't know enough to know if that's a brother-sister combo or cousins or
something.
No relation at all. But seen Simmons 2 nights in a row that have been very scrappy players.
Yeah, she was scrappy last night.
In fact, I talked to Coach Burden before tonight's game, just briefly saw him, and I was saying how much I liked the way she was playing last night. So Simmons knocks home the second of the free tosses. And with 3:09 left, the Highlanders back to a 2-point trailer.
Was that Moore's second foul?
It was.
Okay, they took him out.
Tevye Lee shoots the 3, buries it from the corner.
First 3 of the night for Floyd.
And the lead for the Highlanders. They had a lead early, and then it was all Providence, and ended up trailing by 9, and Floyd chipped away. And that's Hess that shoots the 3. He buries it.
Right back at you.
Anything you can do, I can do better. 2-point lead now for Providence.
So you got to respect that now next trip down the court if you're Floyd.
Potes gets a little pick, gives it up. That's Harrett. Look to step back, working against Max Beatty. Now gives it up to Tevye Lee. Tevye Lee takes it into the defense, gets it to Potes. He thought about the 3.
Good ball.
Gets rid of it to Harrett. Harrett passes out of it. Caleb Washington. Washington for 3, short. And the ball comes down to Max Beatty. He got a good look, but didn't get enough leg in it.
He had one more pass to make. That was actually a Lee that took the shot. Washington was wide open. One more pass. I bet you they hit that shot.
So that's Hess with the ball. Gives it up into the hands of Simmons. And around the horn, Hess again shoots the 3. That one airmailed, but picked up by Johnson. He couldn't get the shot to go, but then Johnson with the hustle, keeps it alive into the hands of Potes. Good hustle, but Potes nearly loses the handle. Now backs it out. Finds Tripcher in the corner. Tripcher works it inside, stops, shoots. It was short. And down with the rebound comes Hess. Providence playing tough.
Yeah.
With the 2-point lead. Minute to go. Kalen finds the shot. Banks it home for 3.
He didn't call that, did he?
I'm not sure. Doesn't matter, though, in the game action.
Nope.
So the lead stretched back to 5.
If I'm Floyd Central, I go and try to score here. I don't wait for the last shot here.
44 seconds. Tevye Lee inside. Shot up. Good. And the harm.
Boy, that was a good aggressive move there. He might have got away with a push-off on the layup, but, boy, that was aggressive. Good job. Good move.
So that cuts it to 3 and the chance to make it a 2-point ball game with 42.1 ticks left. That foul on Johnson. And I'll tell you what, Johnson's played scrappy too.
Yeah, he has. He had a real nice game against Scottsburg the other night. I think he had 13 points off the bench. Somewhere between 10 and 13. I don't remember exactly.
Gotcha. Checking back into the ball game. Simmons checks to the sideline. Grant Williams back in the ball game. Williams has a couple of fouls, so they're trying to protect, but want his size back in there.
Yeah, you don't want to get that third foul under any circumstances.
And Tevye Lee, all of a sudden, he and Brady Moore both have 8 points on the night. And back in the hands of Kalen. Now Beatty, Carver to Beatty. Beatty down to Williams. High post there. A lot of hands in there, and they're going to call a foul. Floyd faithful don't exactly like that, and that's going to go against Washington.
And
that's right.
2 on him. I hate to sound like I'm one-sided or something, but Providence is doing the same exact thing down there and that they did. I didn't see a grab at all. I think they were just smacking at the ball.
Grant Williams knocks home his 8th point.
And they're going to get Williams out as soon as he makes his free throw.
Second shot up, and it's good. Grant Williams with 9. Couple of Providence players with 9. Casey Kalen and Grant Williams. 21.9 ticks left here. And back to a 4-point lead for the Pioneers.
Let's see what they do here.
Potes slowly works it across timeline.
Yeah, they are going to go last shot this time.
Now directs a little traffic, gives it up to Harrett. Harrett back to Potes, 5 seconds. Works it inside. Oh, blocked away. And the shot at the buzzer by Beatty offline. And that will do it for the first half. Our score, the Pioneers 26 and the Highlanders 22. Come on back. We'll have some stats for you and talk about all this first half action at halftime on GLICOD.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Halftime here at Providence High School, where the Providence Pioneers lead the Floyd Central Highlanders 26-22. It's time to look at our halftime stats tonight. Halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union. They're centered around you. First thing we're going to pull up is scoring from both teams. I'll give you all the scores, but the Floyd Central Highlanders, the visiting team first, they are led by a pair of scorers with 8. Brady Moore and Tevi Ali coming off the bench. Both have 8 points. A trio of players have 2 apiece. Cole Harrett and Tevi Ali lead the Highlanders. For the Pioneers, they've got a pair of Grant Williams. Then they have 4 other players with scoring. Quentin Hess has a made 3-point basket. 2 apiece for Cade Carver and Max Beatty. And then Tyler Simmons has 1 on 1 made free throw. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they're striving to keep you driving. And we're going to jump away and take a quick break. And when we return, we'll have the rest of the halftime numbers, again, brought to you by Centra Credit Union, as we'll get those up on a graphic and have them for you here shortly when we return on GLICOD.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
watching Soul on GLICOD.
Halftime at Prep School, where the Pioneers lead the Highlanders.
Out of 6 from 3, so they did not shoot the 3 well. 5 of 8 from the foul line, 7 rebounds, 4 turnovers. For Providence, they shot the ball pretty well, 8 out of 17, 47%, including 3 of 6 from three-point range, 7 for 9 from the foul line. And then they out-rebounded Floyd, the taller Floyd Central team, 11-7 there in that first half, and had 3 turnovers. So they got the 4-point lead.
Talk real briefly about what, put yourself in the coach's shoes here quickly. Both teams, any thoughts on what you're gonna tell your ball club?
Well, if I'm Floyd Central, I'm saying keep that defense picked up that you played the last 3 or 4 minutes of the second quarter, and I would look for Brady Moore. I'd try to get him isolated.
Yeah.
Put him in situations where you're either doing a high screen and roll or screen and roll on the side, and do a pick and pop, or let him just go beat his man.
Right.
And then because so far they haven't stopped that. If I'm Providence. I keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, they're scrapping. They've shortened the game here a little bit. I think that's a wise decision. Not when they've got them, and keep Floyd Central off the offensive glass, and then keep doing the job they're doing on the defensive glass. And they got a good shot of pulling this thing out.
All right.
It's quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we are back here at Providence High School, just a reminder that tomorrow night we will be at Christian Academy for the Charlestown Pirates against the Christian Academy Warriors. We're actually going to step away one more brief time to hear from some of our great sponsors here on GLICOD. When we come back, second half action.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we reset the action here, back to the original starting lineup for Floyd Central, and I believe for Providence as well. Yes, so Potes, Moore, Harrett, Washington, and Shelahowski for Floyd, Carver, Kalen, Simmons, Williams, and Beatty for the Pioneers. And that's Beatty inside, blocked away by Shelahowski. Washington cleans it up. Potes brings it across timeline, gives it to Moore. Moore working against Beatty. Out to Harrett. Harrett to Potes. Potes turns the corner, jump, step, up, and through.
Good pump fake there by Potes. Got Williams up just enough.
So the lead just 2 now. And 9-point lead for Providence. And then the Highlanders came back to take a 1-point lead. Oh, Shelahowski blocking that one on Grant Williams.
As soon as he pump faked, he was dead.
Potes with it between circles. And now to Moore. Moore can't get it to fall.
That's what I would do. I would back off of Moore a step and make him hit
nice
that shot.
Yeah, nice floater by Carver. And Shelahowski falling down, flips it back out. Now it's Moore with it. And left hand can't get it to go. Williams comes down with it.
Good defense there by Simmons. That's our man Simmons playing defense.
Playing defense again. Two-point ball game. That was Beatty down there with it. Gives it back out to Williams. Grant Williams on that right wing, working against Shelahowski. Big mismatch there.
He needs to stay outside there and make Shelahowski guard him out there.
Yep, absolutely. And that's Beatty. Got his man up in the air. Couldn't up. Ahead, finds Harrett for three. Bang, and that one is good.
And they have taken the lead. They just need to relax, get a good shot here. It's going to be a tight game.
Has all the looks of it. Carver shakes and bakes, gets down inside, and he gave it up to Williams.
Yeah, he did that
nice
time.
Baseline pass, and then the foul comes against Shelahowski.
I don't know what more he could have done.
I'm not sure. Straight up in the air, stayed down. Floyd Faithful not liking it, but that's the third foul on the 7-footer.
I mean, a little bit as he was up. He didn't stay flush. He moved just a little bit, and that's what they called.
So Max Beatty has one made bucket on the night, misses that first free throw.
You hate to punish the big guy for playing good defense, though.
Second splashes home, though, and Beatty with 3 on the night, and 27 all tie.
Harrett's got the hot hand. I'd be looking
for it. Potes backs it out. Works it, gives it up to Washington.
Washington's been quiet tonight.
And no good. Coming out of there is Providence again.
Simmons got the steal.
Yep. Down inside. That's Williams. Can't get it to go. And Moore skies for the rebound to Harrett. Ahead to Potes. Potes collects the foul from Casey Kalin.
Yep.
That's his first by my count.
Gave up baseline there. Don't ever want to do that. Got to take a little bit different angle there to make sure he doesn't beat you there.
Potes slaps the ball. Pops it to Washington, who stepped on the end line. He was for it. Potes didn't see him. And then the ball was just a second late there.
Yeah, sure was.
After an early Floyd lead, Providence stretched it out to 9, and then Floyd chipped away, and now we're in a tie ball game here, third quarter. That's Williams working against Shelahowski. Passes back out of it to Simmons. Yeah. Simmons to Carver. Now over to Beatty. Beatty thought about the 3, gives it up to Carver. Now Williams. Williams banging against Shelahowski.
Walk.
And the travel. Yep.
That was good defense there by the big fella.
Potes brings it across timeline. Under 4 now. Third period.
There's your isolation.
Moore,
but he didn't take the
Shelahowski to Potes. Potes gets a little pick, splits the defense, gives it up to Moore. Now to Washington. Washington shoots the 3. That one wouldn't fall. And Simmons skies for it. Clears it out to Carver. Carver ahead. Kalin thinks about it. Puts it on the deck instead. Back to Simmons. Simmons, high right. Back between circles to Kalin. Beatty. And Providence content to take their time. Simmons with it. Now Kalin. Kalin
pull up.
Has Harrett. works up in underneath. Harrett made him change his shot.
Yeah, he should have pulled it up.
Let's see where that's going. It's going to stay Providence's way.
Providence yet to make a bucket here in the second half. They've taken some contested shots, gotten them blocked. Really haven't had too many open looks. You've got to credit Floyd's defense. Call a white knuckler here.
It could be. I was thinking barn burner, but I'll go white knuckler. That's fine with me. Jaden Johnson to trigger. Gets it into Kalen. And he and Mac Tripshire both have checked into the ball game for the Highlanders. Highlanders going with a little more speed and size. Smaller size, I should say. Nice spin move there by Williams. Just couldn't get it to fall.
That was a really nice move.
Harrett ahead to Moore, ahead to Tripshire. Back to Moore, takes it in the heart of the defense, gets it to Ali, shoots the three, bangs it home.
Well, he's been huge tonight.
Tevi Ali with 11, second made three-point bucket.
I've been really impressed with Ali. He's played excellent.
3-point lead for the Highlanders. Johnson takes it to the free throw line. He's held trying to get around the corner there.
Yeah, Ali got beat that time and,
sure
did the old hand check.
I believe that's Ali's first. We'll see what the it is.
Yep.
I knew what my unofficial said, but I wasn't sure what their official would. So Providence trails by 3. Johnson gets it in. Kalen goes right up with it. Oh, it was halfway down and came out.
Just can't get one down. They've had two really good looks here.
Tripshire comes down with it.
Coach Miller, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing all right there.
Harrett has a lane, passes out of it, finds a lead. He takes it inside. Oh, both Williams and the backboard got him there.
Yeah.
Johnson to the other end to Kalen for 3. Oh, it wouldn't go. Tripshire comes down with the rebound.
Going to slow it up.
Providence faithful would have erupted there. They sure wanted that for Kalen.
That'd have been big right there. But
Harrett picked up his dribble and a timeout. Smartly taken timeout there by Todd Sturgeon and the Highlanders. Step away. More on GLICOD.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still health issues associated with risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Providence with the trailing by 3, I should say, 30-27. The Highlanders lead, 1:51 on the clock in the third period. And interestingly, Jeff, the Pioneers, with their smaller lineup, really sort of forced the Highlanders to go small. You know, the Highlanders couldn't get it done with their big man having to come outside.
Exactly.
And but Ali off the bench has been a big spark for the Highlanders.
Well, Ali is a better shooter than Post.
Yeah,
and he's not quite as quick, but he's as aggressive.
And Moore takes it inside and won't go. Out of bounds to Providence.
That was a bad call. That was off of Providence.
So Pioneers get the ball to Johnson. Got the chance to cut into this Highlander lead.
They are 0 for 9 here in the third quarter, having not made a shot. So
and there's Johnson. Oh! Block push. So Tevi Ali whistled for the foul. And that will send Johnson to the line. And all I saw, I think they were saying the push really kind of came beforehand, because all I saw was the block.
He got him down low. He was able to block it, but it looked like he used his offhand to
push him
push
away.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Yep. That's what it looked like.
30-27. Minute and a half to go.
Nope.
Neither one went. Oh, Harrett tracked it down to Ali. Back to Harrett. Dumps it to Washington. Works on the post. Nice move there.
That was a good move. First time Washington's really been aggressive looking to score down there. It did post up. The Providence has to have a bucket right here. They've got to get something.
So Highlander lead built to 5, and then Tevye Lee reaches in and gets called for the foul.
Well, he's aggressive, no doubt about it.
That's his third. He came into the half with none. So we'll see if Coach Sturgeon decides he's going to leave the
I'd ride him to the end of the quarter. I would, and then maybe come back with Potes. Each of those guys gives you something a little bit different.
And we've got a brief officials timeout, not long enough to step away, but a good time to remind you that we'd like to thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they're striving to keep you driving. And I realize we're having some buffering technical issues. If you're hearing this, that's good, but that's got a lot of rain and clouds, and it's interfering with signals slightly.
Why can't the weather just cooperate?
It would be nice, wouldn't it? Under a minute now, third quarter, 5-point lead for the Highlanders. Providence on the attack. Simmons up under, gets it to go. His first field goal of the night. But Tyler Simmons, the senior.
That was big. They had to have that.
Was that the first made field goal of the
yes.
of the half?
Yep.
And Floyd leads by 3. See if they want to hold for 1.
I think they are.
It's Tevye Lee. As man comes out on him. That's Johnson.
Going on a little 1-4 set here.
Waiting for the clock to tick down. 10 seconds.
High screen and roll. Here's shooter in the corner, or take it.
Gives
what
it up
a
to
pass.
Washington. Wow. Thought he got up in the air and was in trouble.
I did
but
too.
Managed to find Washington, and that will do it for the third quarter. Our score, the Highlanders 34 and the Pioneers 29. Come on back. Fourth quarter action for you here on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Fourth quarter action to come here at Providence High School. The Pioneers led the Highlanders 26-22 at the half.
Bucket here would be big.
That's a Lee. Picked up his dribble. Gets it to Hoffman. Hoffman cross-courts it. Can't see who that is. Tripshire to Tevye Lee. Takes it inside. Picks up his dribble. Finds Tripshire for 3. He was open. Couldn't get it to go. Shelikowski skies for the rebound and the offensive foul. Shelikowski with his 4th. He has had a evening of frustration tonight. No score yet. And
I didn't like that call at all. But if he had just gone up with a little jump hook right there.
Straight up. Yep.
Yeah, gone straight up instead of trying to pull his way in there, he'd been about better off.
Beatty to Kalen. Now to Hess. To Carver out high. Beatty back. Oh, nearly thrown away. Beatty saves it, though. Nice save there.
Yeah, it was.
Back to Hess and the Carver. Carver gets it back out to Beatty. Beatty for 3, won't go. Skying for it is Ali. Ali back down. Wanted to hit the big man, but up, and that's good, and the foul.
Great entry pass. And Selikowski did not come down with the ball. He kept it up and went right up with it. Yep.
That's what they always tell big men, and it's one of those things. It's just so instinctive for him sometimes to bring that ball down.
Yeah, and he didn't that time. He kept it way up there. And when you bring it down, you make yourself a 5'10" guard. So why would you do that? But it is instinctive. It's hard to teach.
So Selikowski. And a timeout on the floor, so we will take a timeout as well. 6:43 on the clock, fourth period, 36-29 our score. Highlanders over Pioneers on GLICOD.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Todd Carter, Jeff Cooper on the call for you here at Providence High School, where Jeff really nearly a totally dry quarter in the third quarter for the Pioneers allowed the Highlanders to come back, take the lead, and now have built this lead, and this one's kind of in danger of getting away.
It is. They've got all the momentum right now, and they're still in it. They're not out of it, but they've got to start making some buckets. I mean, they've hit one basket this half out of 11 attempts, 1 out of 11. I mean, and 1 out of 4 from the line. You can't stay in the game doing that.
So Selikowski eyes the free toss and knocks it home. And now he will check to the sideline. Brady Moore comes back in. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Sturgeon uses Selikowski here.
Well, I mean, I would run him if they're going to in and out, offense, defense. Yeah,
absolutely.
I wouldn't let him. He's got 4 fouls. Why? Good defense by Moore.
Nice defense by Moore. Absolutely.
You see how he used that offhand. He used the backhand to defend that. That's how you teach that. Good job there.
Poked that away from Grant Williams, and Providence needs to reset. Beatty with it. Oh, right through the hands of Kalen. Just too hard.
Yeah,
Beatty
too hard,
Kalen.
Too low. Now they're bringing big fella in. No, I can't now.
And a little indecisiveness. The official scorer hit the buzzer, but the man in the striped shirt had already said we're going.
Yeah.
So now Floyd will go. Ali across timeline, works it down baseline, gets up in the air, but finds a man.
Good job, good defense.
Yeah, good reset there by the Pioneers. Hoffman drives it into traffic, loses the handle, dives on it. Couple of Pioneers in there. That was Beatty and Simmons. Simmons, who knew, on the floor. Kind of expected that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Simmons is one of those glue guys.
Washington checks into the ball game.
He's one of those fellas that you put in there, and he makes good defensive plays. He's smart, takes good care of the ball, gets rebounds for you, and then throws in the occasional bucket when you need it. Players like that are guys that win games for you.
So the Pioneers with the chance to cut into this 8-point Highlander lead. 6 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Largest lead of the game was 9, and that was by the Pioneers in the first half.
Yeah.
Beatty.
Got to start hitting the bucket here.
Over to Carver. No, excuse me, that's Simmons. My apologies. I just saw the 3. Now back to Kalen. Johnson into the hands of Williams. Looks to drive it. Gets in the lane, but dumps off to Simmons. Simmons works it back out high, tries to turn on Washington, puts up the floater, and it goes in.
Good shot. He's hit both their buckets this half.
I thought he was the scorer in the half.
Yeah.
37-31. Just about 5 minutes to go in this one. Tevye Lee gives it up to Harrett. More flashes to the ball, but Harrett. And then Simmons whistled for the foul. Just a little shoulder there.
Yeah, a little bit of a little shoulder.
That's his
right
first by my count, and it's first by the official count.
Yep.
That's a lot of really good defense played, and no fouls called, which tells me it's really good defense being played.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Simmons will check to the sideline with his 5 points.
Shelikowski and Potes back in now.
So Potes will handle in backcourt, bringing it across against Johnson.
I mean, I really don't think they can guard Washington down there. Shelikowski's guard, but Washington not so much.
Gives it back to Harrett. Harrett for 3.
Great
bangs
give and go.
It home.
Outstanding give and go there.
8 points for Harrett.
Harrett's hit some big shots this half.
And 9-point Highlander lead equals the biggest lead of the ball game. And that was by the Pioneers in the first half.
We set Shelikowski out there on Williams. I would isolate him. Let him try to take Shelikowski to the bucket.
That's Beatty with it now. Cross-court pass. Kalen thought about the 3. Spin move inside. Harrett commits the foul.
Yep. Good drive there by Kalen. You got to stick these foul shots now. We're getting down to it.
That's Harrett's first. And Kalen will go to the line. 9 points to his credit thus far, trailing by 9. And Pioneers needing buckets in the worst sort of way.
Yep. Or any kind of points. Nope.
That one won't go.
They may be feeling the legs here a little bit.
As we've got men set to check in for the shooter on a made bucket.
There we go.
And through double digits now for Casey Kalen.
Get him his last break and get him back in here with about 3.5 to go.
Potes with it. Works right through the defense. Takes it to the other end. The floater won't go. Shelikowski trying to battle for it. And the ball comes off into the hands of Carver. And Harrett steps in the passing lane. Takes it away. Harrett thought about driving it. Gives it up to Washington. And then poked away. And Simmons.
Man, I put Washington. I'd move Shelikowski, just screen him up top there and move Washington down low and give him the ball in the post. Simmons has played great defense. I don't think Simmons could guard him. I don't think Kalen guard him.
Ball into Harrett to Potes. And that's over and back. Potes wasn't far enough forward, or the pass wasn't, I guess I should say. Costly turnover there.
Yeah, that's a turnover you hate to see. If you're Coach Sturgeon, know where you are.
But good defense, too.
Good defense, too, but you got to know where you are on the floor. I see more players step out of bounds nowadays on the sidelines than ever before. It's like, how can you not know where you are?
Williams thought about the 3, takes it to the elbow instead. Gives it up to Simmons. Simmons looking to drive with Washington, and Washington just let him go around, really.
Yeah.
Simmons now with 7. Here comes the trap ahead to Shelikowski. Washington.
Good job. That's the way to do it.
Yep. Max Tripcher gets on the board and into the scorecard. Kalen short on that. Harrett comes down with it.
You've seen glimpses of what Washington can do. He's a very talented player.
He played as a freshman for Floyd Central, which doesn't happen very often, and I'm not sure what happened there, but it was just taken away by Shelikowski. Max Beatty just stripped it away.
Yeah, he didn't.
Carver, and he
just can't knock him down.
Yeah, went up with that jump shot right at the free throw line. Had a good look. Wouldn't go down.
That's a great look.
Harrett has it smacked away by Kalen.
That's still only the 4th team foul on Providence. But we're down to 2.5 minutes here. They're going to have to foul. They don't necessarily need to foul quickly. Timeout coming up here.
And there's a timeout on the floor. So we will take a timeout as well. The Highlanders lead the Pioneers 42-34 here with 2:31 left in the fourth quarter on GLICOD.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
We thought we might have a white knuckler, but the Highlanders have managed to stretch it out a little bit. 2:31 remains, and the Highlanders lead by 8 coming out of the timeout. I'm Dr. Todd Carter. Alongside me is Jeff Cooper. Running the computer for us here on site tonight is Colby Martin. And Ben Raymer on the camera, executive producer Steve Bird. We are your GLICOD crew for the evening. And Jeff, Providence just needs to knock down some shots. Had they done that, we would have had a heck of a ball game because they have played so scrappy tonight.
They played hard. They just this second, third quarter and this fourth, they just haven't been able to knock the shots down.
And Pote's trying to find Washington. Washington hauls it in and puts it up and good. And I agree with you. I don't know that Providence can guard him in the paint.
No, they can't. 2-3 now for Floyd Central. First time they've gone to zone.
And that's Simmons. Tries to get inside. Carver with a nice flash, and he puts it up and in.
And maybe the last.
And then a foul away from the ball.
Yeah. They're still 2 away from the bonus now, so that
was against Simmons.
And I think he intentionally, not intentionally, but he wanted to foul him.
Intentionally, sort of intentionally. Yeah. Oh, and good denial there.
Yeah, good job there.
That was Hess, Quentin Hess. So Floyd's still needing to get the ball in, and actually from that corner, that's a tougher spot.
I'd send somebody long right here.
Washington tried to go long last time.
Okay, now they bring somebody back, so no.
Boats to the ball. Now Washington with it. Gives it up to Harrett. Back to Washington. Goes backwards to Ali, but he picked up his dribble.
They better get it.
And timeout taken. Yeah. We have taken all of our timeouts, though, so we will keep it here with 1:51 left on the clock. And 44-36 lead for the Highlanders. Providence Pioneers, you could actually see a little bit of what Coach Miller was wanting to do there, trying to maybe foul some, put some Highlanders on the line, possibly try to just stretch this game out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, what they have to do now is if they don't, they got to go for a steal, and then they still have a foul to commit before they're in the bonus. So commit that foul, and then don't get a steal. Give another foul and put them at the line.
All right, just a reminder that we'd like to thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they're striving to keep you driving.
They got the big fella back in the game as a release valve.
Providence led this one at the end of the first quarter, 13-7. At the end of the first half, 26-22, but Floyd held Providence to one made bucket in the third quarter and took a 34-29 lead at the end of the quarter. Now lead at 44-36. Tripshire to Harrett. Harrett, there comes the trap.
Don't pick your dribble up.
Potes takes it inside. Bucket and the foul.
That might be the dagger right there.
Could be. So Potes with the lay-in and the foul. And that's going to go against Cade Carver.
Well, they let 15 seconds run off the clock and didn't foul. So, and gave up a layup, which is obviously not what they wanted to do.
So, Highlanders clear off the line, only leave Tripshire, and then leave the big front line back underneath the baskets for no runouts as Potes knocks home his 7th point of the night.
They're in the 2-3 again. They got to start looking three
Simmons
here.
gives it to Kalen. Kalen for three. Oh, it was halfway down and popped back out. Shelikowski comes up with the rebound. Now taken away by Simmons. Simmons took it away from Tripshire. Finds Kalen again. He wants to shoot that shot. Oh, that one falls through.
Needed that. Now we're at 8-point game here. Go for the steal. If you don't get the steal, you got to foul.
Barrett gets it to Moore. Gets it to Tripshire. Tripshire, alley-oop to the big man. And the Floyd faithful erupts. And then Simmons, they're going to say he's fouled. A little too much body there by Potes.
Potes, yeah.
That's his third. Third? Yes.
Well, this, you know.
No, I'm sorry. It's his first. That's what I thought. That was from the last guy. Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, I'd get Washington in there to.
Shelikowski's done a pretty good job with his 4 fouls.
Yeah.
As Simmons eyes the free toss. Oh, hard off the back iron. Shelikowski skies for it. Washington picked up his dribble. And the foul.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up your dribble until you're ready to do something with it.
That's going to be Simmons' third.
So we got 3 straight fouls now where it's 1-1.
So Washington with 8. And that's how many he... No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was going to say. Now 9. He had 2 at the half, so he is he's had a nice second half of basketball.
Yep. He's a very talented player. I think he needs to be more assertive offensively, but very talented. Good-looking free throws.
Absolutely. So far, the Highlanders have shot the ball pretty well from the free throw line. Big 3 launched up there. That was Hess. Couldn't get it to go. Washington comes down with it, trying to pass out of it. Finds the big man ahead to Tripshire, who just lays it in.
Good unselfish play there by the big fella. That'll do her.
30 seconds left. Potes takes it away, ahead to Tripshire, fouled from behind.
And that should be intentional.
A little push there, and that was Hess with his second, I believe. Tripshire will head to the free throw line.
That should have been an intentional foul, but maybe not. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Tripshire knocking home the first of the tosses. Max Tripshire's had a nice second half as well. He was scoreless in the first half. Has 5 in this.
Score is going to be middle double digits, but not indicative of how this game was played. No doubt about it.
Absolutely not. I think the bench for Floyd Central mattered a little, and then so did over time the height just finally wore down that good aggressive defense.
Yeah, especially in that third quarter. They had a hard time getting any kind of clean look at all. Then when they did, they couldn't hit it.
Beatty for the 3, hard off the back iron, gets his own rebound and follows with 2. 10 seconds left. Ahead to Sims, new in the ball game. Zach Sims gets to head to the free throw line and has a chance to get in the box score. 5'9" senior.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Floyd Central plays Bloomington South tomorrow night.
They do. So back-to-back against Bloomington South.
I think Providence plays too, don't they? Or did they play?
Yes, they do. So Providence, they will play Evansville Memorial here at home. So Sims does not make it into the box score, and Providence has Simmons with the chance to put it through and does. So Simmons adds to his final total, but that will do it for the ball game. Our final here at Providence High School are the the Floyd Central Highlanders 55 and the Providence Pioneers 43. Come on back for the post-game show here on GLICOD.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a home insurance coverage. You could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Guy?
What? No. When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. You and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
Back at Providence High School, where the Highlanders defeat the home Pioneers 55-43, and we're going to work through a look at the scoring for both teams. A look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910, and I'll go through the scoring for both teams, and then when we come back, we will have our graphic with all our team stats. But first, let's go through our scoring for the Providence Pioneers tonight. In the loss, they go to 4-2. They were led by Casey Kalin and his 13 points. Two players with 9, Tyler Simmons and Grant Williams, both had 9. Grant Williams, though, scoreless in the second half, and that is a bit of a note there. Max Beatty with 5. Cade Carver with 4. Quentin Hess had 3 points on one made three-point basket. For the Highlanders, who improved to 4-1, they were led by Tevi Ali and his 11 points. He only had one bucket in the second half, a big three-pointer. He also had one heck of an assist that we'll talk about here in just a second with Jeff Cooper. But first, let's go through the rest of the scoring. Caleb Washington had 10 for the Highlanders. Kyle Potes had 7. I missed Brady Moore, who had 8. Kyle Potes had 7. Max Tripscher had 6. And Wes Shelachowski had 5. So, again, Ali, Washington, and Harrett lead the Highlanders, who improve to 4-1. Well, let's step away. When we come back, we'll get those German American numbers up on the graphic for you and look at those team stats here on GLICOD.
This second shift, This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, you know, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we are back, Floyd Central High School, where our final score was at Providence High School, where our final score was Floyd Central 55 and the Providence Pioneers 43. And it's time to look at the final numbers brought to you by German American Bank. A look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. For that, we'll turn it over to Jeff Cooper.
Well, Providence on the night where this game got away from was in the third quarter when they made only, I believe, one shot the entire quarter and one free throw. For the game, at halftime they were shooting pretty well. They were 47.1%. For the game, they ended up 15 out of 39 for 38.5%. 4 of 13 for three-point range, 30.8%. The second half, they didn't make their free throws, 9 out of 16. 23 rebounds, 9 turnovers for the game. For Floyd Central, the second half, they made their shots. 20 out of 38 for the game, 52.6. 4 of 11 from range, 36.4. 11 out of 15 from the foul line, 73%. 23 rebounds, end up tying. Providence played them even on the boards, both teams with 23 boards, 8 turnovers. And, the key to the second half there, Providence was in the second half shot 7 out of 22, and Floyd Central was 16 out of 27. So that that third quarter is really where the game got away from Providence. Unfortunately, they played very hard, and they make a few shots. This game may score a little bit differently.
Well, I kind of knew coming in they would play hard, and they sure did that. And you're right, just a few of those buckets go down, and it could be a different ball game. Yep. Well, let's step away. Our last set of commercial messages. When we come back, we will have the most outstanding players, and then we'll wrap it up from here at Providence High School on GLICOD.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to Priority Radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury,